Grüß, willkommen in einem anderen Fragens video. Welcome to another exciting video, in this case part 21 of my Star Trek TOS timeline series of videos. In this video I'll cover the Alien Federation member planets which have been mentioned in the TOS script. Another reminder, the TOS timeline is not our timeline, nor is it the TNG timeline, and it's certainly not the Enterprise series timeline. I'm only focusing on information contained in the TOS series. If data from other TV series do not conflict with TOS, then it resolves a gap or issue, I'll certainly use it. This video covers all the Alien Federation planets referenced in the TOS script as best as I can identify them. Earth 2, mentioned in the episode Miri, is an exact copy of Earth. While it's basically identical to an Earth planet, it is really an alien planet and may even be a member planet by now, depending on how many survivors there are. The inhabitants of Earth 2, while young, are very human in their appearance. However, they are still classed as aliens. Gorlan was a planet which rebelled in the evil universe and was crushed by the evil Kirk. It's probably a Federation member in the good universe. These could be what the aliens of Gorlan look like. It comes from two different sources, so may be reasonably valid. Basically another green-skinned race. Beta 3 is a planet which was locked into a static society for 6,000 years and mentioned in the Return of the Archons. After Kirk's visit, it probably would have become a Federation member. The native inhabitants of Beta 3, apart from the crazy hairstyle, look very human. The episode does imply humans can breed with the inhabitants of this planet, although this is not actually confirmed. Argelius is mentioned in the episode Wolf in the Fold, and it's a Federation member which is completely hedonistic. I suspect this is one of the Earth planets, the trading planets the Vulcans conducted a trade with before they met the Terrans, or people from Earth. The inhabitants of Argelius look human, but don't be fooled, they are alien with some special telepathic ability in some of them. Could this be another example of the Seeder's work? Orion is an alien Federation member planet and the home of the green-skinned woman. There is also an Orion colony, which could probably, or most likely, was a human colony. There are also Orion traders, but they may be from the green-skinned Orion planet, or they may be yet another planet in the Orion system. Orion is mentioned in many episodes, as you can see in the top right corner. The inhabitants of Orion are definitely alien, as they have green skin. In Star Trek, even the slightest external difference indicates an alien race, which probably indicates that this race is very different from Earth once you get under the covers. Vulcan is mentioned in many episodes and may well be one of the first Alien Federation members, if not the very first. Without Vulcan, it's unlikely the Earth would have expanded enough to stop the Romulans. Vulcans are clearly alien as they have unusual ears. Their blood is green as well, which indicates significant biological differences, but they kind of look human-like or humanoid. The Tellarites are mentioned in the episode Journey to Babel, and whom God destroys. They are a Federation member and may have a reasonable level of technology, but there's no evidence of interstellar spacecraft. The Tellarites are one of the most alien-looking humanoid aliens. I've never seen a Tellarite female in the TOS series, but there are lots of fan interpretations which I choose not to include in this video. The Andorians are mentioned in 3 episodes, Journey to Babel, whom God destroys, and the Gamestones of Triskelion. They are possibly the next most important Alien Federation member planet after the Vulcans. They seem to have a reasonable level of technology, but there is no evidence of interstellar spacecraft. The Andorians are also rather alien-looking humanoids, both with stalks and light blue skin. I like the Andorians and wish they showed up more in this particular series. I'm uncertain if the Rigelians mentioned in Journey to Babel come from the Rigel Seven or another Rigel system. There are a number of planets with that name. The Rigelians apparently have a similar blood to Vulcans, thus they must have some kind of commonality with the Vulcans. This shows a much later view of what they looked like. I have no idea if this aligns with the vision of the original writers. While Gamma 7a could have been a human member planet, Gamma 7a has a population of billions, which means that this must be an alien Federation member planet. It was totally destroyed in the Immunity Syndrome. As Gamma 7a was destroyed, we never get to see them, and there is little fan art, this being the closest I could find. I think the figures in the foreground are Gamma 7a inhabitants, although I must admit they look a bit Star Warish to me. TOS is a low-tech alien Federation member planet. They've just developed atomic weapons and presumably primitive interplanetary craft. It is the same system as in Elis occupies, so I suspect the system is probably a binary. The inhabitants from TOS have aqua skin and wild hairdos, and they are clearly very alien. I find forcing a clearly different species to marry another clearly a different species slightly disturbing, but there you have it, the Star Trek universe. Elis is a low-tech alien Federation planet. They've just developed atomic weapons and presumably primitive interplanetary craft. It is in the same system as TOS, so I suspect, as I indicated before, this is a binary system, that is 2 stars, planet each, which is why they require the Enterprise to help them move from one system to the other, because it's probably a bit far for their initial interplanetary craft. The Federation has an award called the Axanar Peace Mission, which is mentioned in Court Martial, and later Kirk mentions in Whom God Destroys his first visit to Axanar was on a peace mission. Federation won a major battle at Axanar. I have to assume the Axanar was a Federation member planet. Based on my theory to the Earth-Klingon War, it was probably, based on my theory concerning the Earth-Klingon War, it was probably outside Federation space at that time and was a Federation ally, so it's probably an alien member planet during Kirk's 5-year mission and also a Federation member. There are no images of the inhabitants of Axanar in TOS. This is a later image showing a clearly alien humanoid, which does align with my theory concerning the Federation. That is, the Axanar people are an alien Federation ally or member. Ardana is an alien Federation member planet which has the floating city of Stratos on it. While it appears there are 2 races, they are probably a single race which have diverged due to environmental reasons. The aliens of Ardana are very human-like humanoids, but they must be an alien race. Again, another possible example of the Seeder's work. Merak Two is mentioned in the Cloudminders. It could be a human member planet, but human member planets would typically not be close to alien member planets, so I have to guess this is probably an alien member planet of the Federation. There are no images of a Merak Two inhabitant. This just shows an image from the episode that they're mentioned. I'm not certain if Catullan is a Federation member, but I'll place it here as I feel it's highly likely. I don't have a picture of the planet Catullan. This image is of Eden, a very toxic place. The inhabitants of Catullan are humanoid but clearly alien. They have a mark on their forehead and have crazy hair. In the same episode we see this chap. I'm uncertain if this alien is also an inhabitant of Catullan. If not, then I possibly have a new alien species and a new alien planet. Tiburon is a planet with research capabilities. As the person studying there was an alien, I have to assume this is an alien planet, which means alien member planet. This shows a picture of one of the inhabitants of Tiburon. As you can see, they have very large ears indeed, and as a result must be very alien. Darren 5 has a population of 3 billion, so it's almost certainly an alien planet, but possibly with new near-human inhabitants. This is mentioned in the episode, for the world is hollow. I find the lack of Alien Federation members a little bit interesting. I suppose the cost of makeup would have restricted episodes being filmed in alien planets with alien-looking inhabitants. However, the Enterprise does visit some planets which are alien, and the inhabitants are clearly human-looking, so they could have actually had more Alien Federation planets if they so desired. I have no idea if my model, that is the model I've created in my spreadsheet based on the tidbits of information I get from the TOS scripts, is correct, but I feel there should have been at least 36 Alien Federation member planets during the time of Kirk, if not more. We've covered 17, and assuming I've not made any errors, there must be an additional 19, if not more. I must point out, while the number of alien member planets is low, 36 planets could represent a total population of over 144 billion inhabitants. The total population of humans throughout the entire Federation would be significantly lower than this number, perhaps 21 to 22 billion at the most. The aliens were a significant power within the Federation in terms of population and most likely economic power and strength. The Vulcans were easily the superior in terms of technology, but a few other alien races may possess interstellar spacecraft, although it seems most do not. Nonetheless, if they're members of the Federation, and even if they started off on a low level of technology, their sheer population and also technical assistance from the Federation would ensure that this would represent a massive economic power within the Federation. And so we come to an end of my part 21 of my Star Trek TOS timeline, in this case covering the Alien Federation member planets. The episode scripts can be found using the URL shown. Alle guten Dinge, kommen zu einem Ende.